Welcome to another episode of Sippin' Whiskey with Jeff. So, I'm back. I took a little vacation, week long. I went up north to the old property and did some turkey hunting. And I learned a lot. I'm going to kind of go over what I learned. But first, today's whiskey. I thought I'd try something a little old school. We're going to go with a wild turkey, but they're rye. And this is crafted with conviction. Barrel char number 4. It is a 81 proof whiskey, rye whiskey. So in theme of my turkey hunting, we're at least going to get some kind of turkey. Yeah, that'll do. So, I don't know how many of you have been turkey hunting, but it's not easy. Like, these birds see and hear everything. They're very skittish. And so you got to go in full camo. As opposed to when you go deer hunting, you're wearing hunter's orange and, you got to mask your scent. It's all about your scent. With turkey, scent doesn't matter so much. According to my writer Kyle, I had to check that one because I bought this stuff that masks your scent. He said no, they see and smell very, very well. So I bought all the fixins. I got a pop-up blind, and I got camo gloves. I got a onesie, like a zip-up, real nice padded onesie, camo onesie. I got camo pants, 2 different camo shirts, and camo paint for my face, and headed out. And I hadn't been turkey hunting in, man, it could have been maybe 30 years since the last time I went hunting with Dad and Uncle Johnny out on their property. And I didn't see anything the first day. I went out, and each day, I think I went out too late. Usually I was out there, you need to get out there pretty much by dawn to get them coming off of their roost. And but I was trying out a theory that I had read in Michigan Out of Doors called second shift turkey hunters. So I was going a little bit later, around 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And first day was nothing. I didn't get anything, didn't hear anything. Second day, I'm using my little turkey call. I got a little push button turkey call, right? It works for the basically you're imitating a hen. And I actually got a reply. I was like, oh my God. At first, it was a hen replied to my Yelp. So a Yelp, when you're Yelping, it's a call to assembly, right? You're like, hey, here I am, come to me, and you're calling in all the hens to come and go to the bathroom with you, like that, like you women, and I got a reply from this hen. It sounded just like dirk, 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 dirk. And then right after that, I got a it's a gobble off in the distance. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. I didn't get shit after that, right? Like, so you don't immediately start calling to call them in. They know where you are. They heard the Yelp, and so you wait, 15, 20 minutes, and you call again. And I did And I gave it a good 2 hours waiting. I probably could have waited a little bit longer because they saunter in. Who knows? He may have come in. I'm hearing a lot that this year they're not very vocal. They'll just come in. And I got a decoy. It's another thing I got was a decoy. I have it out in the field about 20, 25 yards out. But, next year I'll pick up another hen and maybe a tom decoy. And that way you got a little flock out there. It's easier to call in. Do that for the fall, right? But, yeah. So I didn't hear anything after that. Went back. And the next couple days, it was really quiet, just peaceful. And that's something I learned, is that there's value in the peace and the quiet. I spent my first few days, every once in a while you talk to yourself about whatever. But it was just really quiet and peaceful. And all I hear is the birds, the insects, the frogs, Saw a couple bald eagles that nest near my property. That was nice. But just sitting there, it really is a discipline. To be able to sit in a blind with no electronics and just pay attention to your surroundings, look around you, listen. I got my binoculars. I got Dad's old binoculars. Looking, And, I don't know, man. It didn't matter that I didn't get anything. It was all about the hunt. It was all about being out there and just reigniting that. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed, a couple times because you can't show any skin, like no white, no nothing. So I took my other shirt, my other camo shirt, and I put it on like a ghillie suit. I flipped it back so that's covering the back. And I have, let's see, I don't think I have it in here. I have this baseball hat that you wear backwards, it's all camo, and it has netting that goes in the front. And then you put the camo underneath. So you're completely, it's like a ghillie suit, like a sniper suit. And, walking out, just creeping out to the blind. And a couple times, during the day I got up and actually walked back through the woods, went behind me, and there was a 2-track, but it's very marshy where I hunt on Au Gres. A lot of marshland. And so, I was wearing the big water boots that are like knee-high, and everywhere you walk is pretty much like 6 inches deep in water, except for where I was. I was stationed in a nice field, except there were like foot-tall ant mounds every 6 feet. Everywhere you look are these ant mounds, and they're black and red ants. It left me alone for the most part until the last day. The last day, everything was active. I really felt good. I thought that the turkeys were going to come in, and like when I first rolled up to my spot where I park, there was a beautiful rabbit sitting right there, big one, sitting there. And he didn't hop away until I shut my door gently. It's funny, the things you remember. I remember when we would pull up to a hunting spot early in the morning. Dad and I would get up out of Farwell, Michigan, and it'd be dark, 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, whatever, and we're heading up to Gladwin, or we're heading to Baldwin to hunt. And when we got there, he'd always get out, and you don't shut your door. You gently, just push it. But I remember that, and so I took that. When I got out, you don't slam your door, you don't do whatever. You gently shut your door so you don't spook anything, and get your gear on quietly, load your weapon, and head off into the field. And I felt him with me a lot this week. It was interesting. So yeah, that's good. And I hope that I can learn this well enough that I can start imparting that on my children. And they're all interested, every one of them. More so Felly and Waylon. Fiona's at that age now, my oldest, where she's, She'd rather be out taking pictures than hunting with Dad. But the other two I can still get. So, yeah, we're gonna keep that up. My next thing, and this sounds funny, but I picked up this little total fishing manual, right? 318 essential fishing skills. So I got to learn fishing. I'd love to learn how to fly fish, but I got to get the basics down. That's another thing I tried while I was up there. I went out on a boat, and I actually got a hit on my line when I had a frog lure. I cast it out because where we're at, like I said, it's marshy. We're right on Lake Huron, and there's a lot of Phragmites out there, a lot of places for fish to hide, and there's a lot of I don't know if they're not necessarily carp. There's some sort of a muck eater out there, and further out, it's wonderful walleye fishing, but you got to hit a little bit more out in the bay for that. So I'm out there and we're casting, and I got boom! This fish comes out of the water, hits my frog, but I think I pulled it too quick, boom! Right out of his damn mouth, and I couldn't get him again. But that was exciting, So I want to learn a little bit more about that. Learn about how to cast and reel in the frog, or properly do a jig or a spinner bait or whatever. And I'm getting into it now. It's summertime, and that's a great time to do it. And I'm literally on the water every weekend. I'm up there, and pretty soon we'll have a boat to go out. We've got my brother's sailboat that has a little trolling motor, but we want a nicer, like a pontoon with a motor that we can take out into the bay and feel safe that we're not gonna get taken down by a wave or whatever. So fishing is the next thing, right? So we've got small game hunting throughout the summer. I gotta look at the dates for that, but there's partridge and quail and rabbit. Rabbit's full of fleas, so you got to be careful with that. But I'd like to get out and, there's squirrel and things like that. I don't know that I'm going to go out there and kill no squirrels. I don't. But it's just all about getting out there, and I could actually start taking the younger ones, at least Felicity, as a mentor or mentee, right? Gear her up as far as just the gear, and have a vest on her with some blaze orange, and we'll go out there and just spend some time. And I think that's wonderful. Now I do know Fiona would be interested in fishing. She was really interested in it before, and that was my bad on not pursuing it. But we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna take care of that. And one of the really cool things I found was all of the public land up there. And so there's a program out on Netflix called Meat Eater that Kyle turned me on to. The guy's from Michigan, and he's got a shirt that just says public landowner. And it's true, we're all landowners. Whether you think you own land or not, you do. It's called public land. And the government owns it, but it's freely accessible to you anytime you want. You can go out there and walk the land. I'd suggest you wear some sort of orange, because you don't know, when the different hunting seasons are. You can hunt it. You can, it's your land to cultivate, as long as you follow the rules and regulations. So what I found is that very close to my property, within 5 minutes, is Gladwin National Forest Management, public land, all over the place. And I'm super geeked about that. And so I'm going to explore that and chart. I got an app called Onyx, ONX, that will show you where all of the public land is near you. It shows you private land and who owns it. And so you can start charting areas. You can, and one of those public land areas, the Rifle River runs right through it. So we may even be able to go out there and I wouldn't need to pitch a tent because my property is 5 minutes from there, but maybe 10 minutes from this area. But if I needed to, we can pitch a tent right there and do some camping right on the Rifle River and wake up and fish, and that's a heck of a thing. So, to the whiskey, the rye, it's very good. It's got a almost citrusy back end when you taste it. It's not the smoothest. It's not the smoothest whiskey that I've drank. But it's a pretty good drink. Solid. Next time we do this, I've figured out that Zoom can go live right onto the Facebook page. So we're going to try that again. My capture card that I was talking about that should have shown up, it got delayed and never showed up. And so I got a refund on that. So now I got to find another capture card. I don't know what it is with these things. It's just a simple USB card that goes into your system, and you can stream directly through it. And they're sold out everywhere. I don't get it. Maybe it's because of this whole pandemic thing that everybody's using their camera as a webcam. But I figured out how to do it. I just wasn't very happy with the quality, and I would like to use the Zoom system because it actually looks like a television interview. Like one person talks, and when the other person talks, the camera switches automatically to them. That frees me up of having to do any kind of editing or anything like that. And I'm pretty geeked about it. But yeah, so anyway, I wanted to touch base. I wanted to share how my hunt went. It was very relaxing, very peaceful, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to do it. So this Friday we're going back up, celebrate my daughter's birthday and Memorial Day. I will get a little bit of hunting done while I'm up there, and who knows, maybe the toms are a little bit more active at the end of the season. So until next time, gobbles.